Welcome to the virtual public information open house for the SR20 Improvements Project in Cherokee and Forsyth counties. Physical public information open houses are being held at locations in the project corridor this month. This online presentation was developed to provide those who are unable to attend the events with an opportunity to learn more about the project and to provide their comments. At the end of the video, please let us know what you think by taking a short survey. Your input matters to us. The SR20 Corridor Improvements Project is located along SR20 between I-575 in Cherokee County and SR400 in Forsyth County, a distance of approximately 25 miles. From west to east, jurisdictions along the corridor include the City of Canton, communities in unincorporated Cherokee County including Buffington, Macedonia, Orange, Lathamtown, and Freehome, the Ducktown community in unincorporated Forsyth County, and the City of Cumming. At the public meetings, we ask attendees to show where they live and work. This gives us a better understanding of how people actually use the study corridor. It's also a good way for us to track public involvement and helps us identify where we can improve our outreach efforts. You will have the opportunity to provide this information in the online survey. The SR20 Corridor Improvements Project will complete an Environmental Impact Statement, or EIS, for the proposed improvements as part of the National Environmental Policy Act process, otherwise known as NEPA. In the EIS, the proposed alternatives will be compared to a no-build or do-nothing alternative and analyzed for impacts on the study area. An impact is a change or effect that results from an activity. Impacts can be positive, negative, or both. The EIS will describe in detail the impacts as well as ways to mitigate, lessen, or remove the negative impacts. Through the EIS, documentation and disclosure of all the potential impacts and mitigation tools provides the public, stakeholders, and agencies with the necessary information to make an educated decision about the project. The Notice of Intent, or NOI, published in April, initiated the scoping phase of the project. During this phase, we collected input on a need and purpose for the project and information on any issues, challenges, and considerations we need to be aware of moving forward. In addition to public meetings, the project team has met with agencies, a technical advisory committee, and a citizen advisory committee. Continued outreach and environmental work is anticipated to continue through the end of 2017 with the completion of the final EIS or FEIS. A record of decision, also called the ROD, is anticipated in 2018. The ROD details the selective alternative, its impacts, and the plans to address any negative effects. Construction of the project could start as early as 2025. The Georgia Department of Transportation hosted 2 public information open houses in May of 2013 to gain input from the local residents and corridor users on improvements and safety concerns along the study corridor. These meetings were the first step in the project development process, also known as scoping. More than 360 citizens attended the 2 scoping meetings. Attendees were given the opportunity to talk to the project team and provide feedback on a series of informational boards that displayed project-related material. Attendees were also encouraged to complete a comment form that asked a series of questions. From the comment forms, we learned that most stakeholders use SR20 regularly for local trips and that more lanes are desired. We heard that solutions are needed to solve the issue of bottlenecks at local intersections. The comment form also asked for input on priorities. Improving safety weighed in as the top priority among respondents, followed by improving travel times and serving local trips. Input gathered from the public at the scoping meetings has been instrumental in refining the project's need and purpose and was also used to shape the criteria used to screen alternatives. Your input will continue to play a major role as the project team continues to analyze the alternatives going forward. The project need and purpose is an important element in this process. It explains why the Federal Highway Administration and GDOT are undertaking the proposed project and what objectives they intend to achieve by the proposed action. Using the input received at the scoping meetings, we've established 3 major goals that will help define the project's need and purpose. One goal of this project is to improve mobility for people and goods. This means SR20 should be equipped to handle local and regional trips and should be a more efficient corridor. It also means improved access to regional activity centers for both passenger and freight vehicles and easier east-to-west travel. A second goal states that the project should reduce congestion. The SR20 corridor should be able to accommodate users now as well as in the future. Improvements should reduce the delay experienced by travelers. A third goal of the SR20 Improvements Project is to address safety. This means reducing the potential for severe crashes to occur as well as keeping conflicts to a minimum. This graphic depicts the NEPA Alternatives Analysis process. For this EIS, the range of potential solutions identified based on technical analysis and the agency and public feedback gathered during the scoping process has been used to develop a formal set of project alternatives. The development and evaluation of project alternatives is central to the NEPA process as a means to arrive at the best course of action to address the project's needs. As required by NEPA, the project has identified a reasonable range of alternatives, including a no-build or do-nothing alternative and several build alternatives. These alternatives will be rigorously explored and objectively evaluated to determine their ability to address the project's need and purpose, advantages and disadvantages, and potential environmental impacts. The screening of alternatives will compare each of the alternatives based on various elements and will lead to the selection of a range of alternatives that will be further analyzed at a more detailed level through the draft EIS. Finally, we will arrive at the best possible solution or the preferred alternative. At this time, the project alternatives have undergone the Screen 1 level of analysis in the NEPA process. Here, the project need and purpose is used as the basis for analysis. Each alternative strategy is measured against the objectives for each of the three goals: addressing safety, reducing congestion, and improving mobility. In this analysis, each alternative receives one of three ratings for each objective. The exceeds rating is applied to an objective of the need and purpose when the alternative has a high potential to satisfy the objective. The meets rating is applied to an objective of the need and purpose when the alternative has some potential to satisfy the objective. And the needs improvement rating is applied to an objective of the need and purpose when the alternative has a low potential to satisfy the objective. The draft report documenting the Screen 1 analysis is available for download on the project website. The alternatives shown represent the preliminary set of strategies that have passed the Screen 1 process. Some of these alternatives, including widening only SR20, constructing new bypasses, new location roadways, or a combination of ideas. As a part of the project development process, a no-build alternative and transportation system management concept will also be considered. At this point in the process, there is no final solution. That's why we need to hear from you. At the end of this virtual meeting, you will have the opportunity to tell us what you like and what you don't. Your feedback will help us craft the best possible solution to address the need and purpose identified for SR20 from Canton to Cumming. Please remember there is no preferred alternative at this stage in the process. These alternatives will be refined for more detailed analysis based on the feedback we receive during the public comment period. After this round of public meetings, the project will move into the Screen 2 level of analysis. At this stage, alternatives will be scored against a set of performance criteria, whose measures include user benefits, safety, potential environmental and community impacts, costs, and other considerations. These results will be shared with the public in 2014, and at that time, we'll revisit what alternatives move forward for further analysis. As alternatives advance through the analysis process, the design elements of the project will become more and more defined. There are more considerations that impact the size, look, and feel of the roadway. At this point in the process, we are at a very high level of analysis and have not made any of these decisions. We'd like to gather input from you about what you might like to see in terms of facility type, for example, whether the road is for higher speed or lower speed traffic, and special features such as medians, sidewalks, and bike lanes. This image depicts the process we will follow as we move from a range of general corridors to a more refined design. At this stage in the process, we are studying general corridors that are approximately 250 to 300 feet wide. This allows us to study an area that is wider than what we will likely need for the roadway, allowing flexibility as the alternatives are defined. Here, you will see a variety of factors that affect design speed. The online survey provides an opportunity for you to tell us which options are appropriate for the SR20 corridor. Here, you will see a variety of median types. The online survey provides an opportunity for you to tell us which options you think are appropriate for the SR20 corridor. Here, you will see a variety of possibilities to accommodate bicycles and pedestrians. The online survey provides an opportunity for you to tell us which options you think are appropriate for the SR20 corridor. This concludes our virtual public information open house. We are looking for your input so that we can further refine the alternative strategies and move closer to identifying the best possible solution for SR20 from Canton to Cumming. Please click through to the MetroQuest website to fill out a survey, which will provide valuable information to our project team. Thank you for your time and input. We look forward to working with the community to develop the best possible solution to the issues along SR20. Thank you.